I said this in another video. Nothing makes me quite as nervous as the dirt road drive on all these 2,000-foot prominence peaks. Fortunately, I made it as far as I wanted to go, thanks to my brother's Honda CR-V, which has a little bit more clearance and real-time four-wheel drive, which my Honda Civic lacks. And this is going to be 100% road walk, which is cool with me. Yeah, I'll walk any road. Driving them is the problem. Maybe the purist hiker would scoff at doing something like this. And maybe the purist peak bagger would scoff at my lack of four-wheel drive and high clearance. But things are what they are right now, and I'm just grateful to be out here. Which brings up the question, what is the purist peak bagger? Is it someone who just gets the peak no matter what, whether that's driving or hiking when necessary? Or is it someone like me who wants to try to do as much elevation gain as possible? My rule is whatever list the peak is on, if it's on the 2,000-foot prominence peak list, try to get 2,000 feet of elevation gain. If it's 5,000, try to get 5,000. It doesn't always work out that way. Some of these peaks slope up so gradually, it's kind of hard to do that. So anyway, I'm on my way up to Smith Peak, the most common peak in America. I thought it might be the case, so I looked it up anyway. Smith, the last name Smith, is the most common name in the United States. But despite that, there really aren't that many Smith peaks, or something with Smith in the name. Maybe, I don't know, 10 to 15 on Peak Bagger. As long as nothing crazy happens. This will be my first new 2,000-foot prominence peak since Rincon Peak about 3.5 months ago. I've really been itching to get back out here and get some more of these peaks knocked off. What is it that motivates you as a hiker and or peak bagger? Is it beautiful scenery, getting away from people? Is it elevation gain, distance, going to different places? Is it your post-hike meal, perhaps? Is it camping in between, perhaps camping on the hike? Is it the physical challenge? I'm motivated to get to different summits, but even more so, I would say, I'm motivated by the physical challenge of the whole thing, of the elevation gain, of the distance. I'll push it here and there when I feel good. But I do try to enjoy myself, get a good workout in. And as time has gone on, it's just so important, for me anyway, to stay consistent as much as possible with distance and with elevation gain. That just makes the next hike that much easier, and that makes the hike where I have to do a ton of miles or I have to do a lot of elevation gain that much easier. All right, the summit's a little bit closer. Should be about 1.5 miles, I would estimate. Maybe a little bit more. All right, well, here's the gate that everyone talks about on their peak bagger trip reports. Yeah, it's just about 300 feet of elevation gain to go. Maybe even a little bit less now. All right, I made it to the summit of Smith Peak. It was 2 hours up, 6.6 miles. Some nice views despite the towers. Bighorn Peak and Woolsey Peak out there. And then Harquahala Mountain right here. And I think I'm seeing Signal Peak way out there. And then the closer one here, it looks almost as high, if not higher, is Harkivar. I think he pronounced it that way, Peak. I could be way off on this, but I believe that's Hualapai Peak up there. I know the peaks, the names of most of them out here, but I just wouldn't be able to pick them out. For sure, anyway. Well, right down in there is where I started, at the base of Bullard Peak. And the road goes, I guess, kind of northwest. and then heads more west up to here. Yeah, quite a few different towers up here. You can see why they picked these prominence peaks to put their towers at, because you know, you have an unobstructed line for however great of a distance. It's pretty far most of the time with the prominence peaks. So you can see why they do it. And somebody else just drove up, and I think I counted on the summit 5 guys working up there. I didn't say anything to them other than hi. They'd probably think I'm some kind of undercover supervisor or something, checking them out. All right, I made it down from the summit of Smith Peak with no problems. Instead of coming all the way back to my car though, I went off trail, off the road actually, about half a mile up that way, and went up to Bullard Peak, which is up here. Anyway, that was Smith Peak. It ended up being, with Bullard Peak, about 4 hours and 45 minutes, 14.3 miles. I think if I would have come right back here, it would have been 13.3 or something like that. Another one of the Arizona 2,000 foot prominence peaks. That's number 42 for me. And I'm gonna go home and recoup and see what the rest of the week brings. All right, thanks for watching. Have a good day.